heart is pounding, your palms are sweaty, your mind has gone completely blank. Is there a tiger in the room? No, you're just about to hit send on an important email, or you're staring at a blank document trying to start that project. Why does our body react to the possibility of a minor failure as if our very lives were at stake? The answer lies deep within our evolutionary past, and today we're going to learn how to calm that ancient alarm system for good. Hello and welcome back to the Student of Life podcast. I'm your host, Olivia Vasilev. This is the show where we deconstruct the tools and ideas that can make life work a little better. We've built blueprints, fueled our energy, and organized our minds. But there's one final internal barrier that can stop us in our tracks: the paralyzing fear of failure. And as we'll discover today, this isn't just a feeling, it's a full-blown biological event. To understand why the fear of failure feels so physically overwhelming, we need to talk about a tiny almond-shaped structure deep in your brain called the amygdala. Think of your amygdala as your own personal 24/7 smoke alarm. It has one job: to scan your environment for threats and keep you alive. For 99% of human history, the threats it was looking for were immediate and physical. A rustle in the grass could be a saber-toothed tiger. Being ostracized from your tribe meant almost certain death from exposure or starvation. In this world, failure had real, lethal consequences. So, your amygdala learned to wire itself to treat social rejection and performance failure as dire emergencies. Here's the problem. Our modern world has changed in the blink of an eye, at least in terms of evolution. But your amygdala hasn't gotten the memo. It's using a 2 million-year-old operating manual in a 21st century world. It can't tell the difference between a predator and a bad grade. It can't tell the difference between social banishment and a critical comment on a presentation. To your amygdala, they are all the same category of threat, danger, and it responds exactly as it is designed to, by triggering a survival response that completely bypasses your conscious thinking mind. So what exactly happens when this ancient alarm bell goes off? It's a precise chemical cascade known as the fight-or-flight response, or more accurately, the fight, flight, or freeze response. Let's walk through it step by step. The moment you even contemplate a task where you might fail, starting that essay, asking for a raise, practicing a speech, your amygdala detects a threat. It immediately sends a distress signal to a part of your brain called the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus is like the command center. It activates your body's emergency broadcast system known as the HPA axis. That's hypothalamic pituitary adrenal. It signals your pituitary gland, which in turn tells your adrenal glands, which sit on top of your kidneys, to flood your bloodstream with stress hormones, primarily adrenaline and cortisol. This hormonal surge is what creates the intense physical sensations we associate with fear and anxiety. Adrenaline kicks in first. It makes your heart pound and your breath quicken. This is to pump oxygen-rich blood to your major muscles, preparing you to either fight the threat or run from it. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, increases sugars or glucose in the bloodstream to give you a burst of energy. It also shuts down non-essential bodily functions that might impede escape. This is why you get that feeling of butterflies in your stomach. Blood is being diverted away from your digestive system. But here's the most crucial part for why you can't think straight. To conserve energy for this perceived emergency, blood flow is actually redirected away from your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain behind your forehead that is your CEO. This is the region responsible for complex rational thought, decision-making, and focus. When your prefrontal cortex is put on standby, you experience tunnel vision. You can't see the big picture or creative solutions. You experience tunnel vision. You can't see the big picture or creative solutions. You experience mental blankness. Your mind goes empty. This is the biological reason you can't remember what you studied during an exam or why you stumble over your words in a presentation. Your brain's CEO has been forcibly evicted by a panic security guard. This is often the freeze response, a state of paralytic indecision. So, we have this ancient, powerful alarm system that's working against us. The goal is not to destroy it, because it's here to keep us safe, but to retrain it. To teach it that a spreadsheet is not a tiger. And we do that by using our rational brain to send calming signals back down to the amygdala. Here is your practical step-by-step toolkit. The first tool is called Name It to Tame It. This is a concept from Dr. Dan Siegel, a clinical professor of psychiatry. The moment you feel the physical signs of panic, the racing heart, the shallow breath, you simply say to yourself, either out loud or in your head, "This is my fight or flight response. My amygdala has been triggered." Why this works is that this simple act of labeling your emotional state requires you to use your prefrontal cortex. You are re-engaging your CEO. Studies using brain scans show that this act of naming an emotion can significantly reduce activity in the amygdala, effectively calming down the alarm. The second tool is the Physiological Sigh. This is a powerful real-time breathing pattern from the lab of Dr. Andrew Huberman at Stanford University. It is the fastest way to calm your nervous system down. Here is exactly how to do it. First, take a deep double inhale through your nose. So, one full inhale and then a second, shorter, sharp inhale on top of it to maximally inflate your lungs. Then, follow it with a long, slow, and complete exhale through your mouth. Make the exhale significantly longer than the inhales. Why this works is that this pattern of breathing is proven to reinflate the tiny air sacs in your lungs that collapse when you're stressed, which improves oxygen exchange. It also stimulates the vagus nerve, which is the main nerve of your rest and digest system, rapidly slowing your heart rate and signaling safety to your brain. Do this just 2 or 3 times in a row the moment you feel stressed. The third tool is cognitive reappraisal. That means relabeling the sensation. Your body is in a state of high arousal. You can interpret that arousal as terror, or you can reinterpret it as excitement. They are physiologically almost identical. Here is exactly how to do it. Instead of saying, "I'm so nervous about this presentation," say, "My body is full of energy and is getting me ready to be focused and alert." Or before a difficult conversation, say, "I'm excited to share my perspective." Why this works is that research from Harvard Business School shows that people who reappraise their anxiety as excitement perform significantly better on tasks like public speaking and math tests. You aren't lying to yourself. You are simply choosing a different, more empowering narrative for the same biological data. The fourth tool is shrink the tiger with a micro-start. Your amygdala panics in the face of a huge, ambiguous threat like write a thesis. So you have to make the threat so small it becomes invisible to the alarm system. Here is exactly how to do it. Break your task down until you find the absolute smallest, most laughably easy first step. The goal is not write the essay. The goal is open the document and write 1 sentence. The goal is not clean the entire kitchen. The goal is wash 1 single coffee cup. Why this works is that a tiny step feels safe. It doesn't trigger the same catastrophic, "what if I fail?" thinking. And once you've taken that first step, you've created momentum, which builds confidence and naturally engages the prefrontal cortex for planning the next small step. The fear of failure is a powerful ghost in our machines, a relic of a time when survival was moment-to-moment struggle. You are not your amygdala. You are the conscious awareness that can observe its alarm, understand its origin, and use powerful neuroscientific tools to calm it. By doing this, you turn a primal reaction into a manageable sensation, and you unlock the ability to finally start, to persevere, and to build the resilience that defines a truly successful life. Next week, we're going to put a beautiful capstone on this season by talking about the art of reflection and how looking back is the very thing that propels us forward. Until then, never stop learning. I'm Olivia Vasilev, and this is the Student of Life podcast.